Hello and welcome. It is the 20th day of May 2017. My name is Derek and welcome. Let's take a look at the 4 month chart for silver, which means each one of these periods represents the 4 months in time of trading, the first four, the next four, and final 4 months of each year. So it's a little longer than a traditional quarterly chart, 150 periods overall, and well, it spans about 600 months almost. Anyway, on to the action. I've talked about this chart so many times before, about the key Fibonacci points and all those different things in there. And something I don't usually say is, you know what, I think there's a good chance that this thing isn't really going to go down much and it's going to go up and soon. I don't usually say that. A lot of times I'll say in a situation like this, yeah, you got this trading range. If it breaks above it, then we got that's this big level here in and around the 26 handle. Breaking that, we got a small market 32 up to 50, which is true. Those are the key levels. But I'd also be stating that, oh, yeah, we can also break down below this support here and go down here, but I've been stating that I don't expect that to happen unless it's a flash move, and a flash move is when it goes down really fast and then comes back, which would be the 2008 low. That was a flash low. That's the only way I think it was going to break this level, and I definitely don't think it's going to now. Maybe it still might retest it in the next upcoming days or weeks, and maybe it might even pierce below this, but I do think, to myself, I'm saying, you know what, there's a great chance now that I see everything lining up to a major move towards the upside. And keyword just might be that of major. Hog wild is the term that I like to use when markets do, well, what happened in the 1970s. But I think a few things to notice are the four bull markets in here, or the four runs. So you got leg one, which is 1971 up to about 1974 or so, but 7 consecutive periods up, no stopping it. And also notice whenever resistance gets broken, the up candles, which were good to begin with within the trading range, here's the situation here, that they get larger. This one in here, look at the size of this uptrend and how much larger the moves become. We'll be getting to that, of course, on the break of 50 when I talk about that analysis. After the first rally of the 70s, you have the sideways correction and then another 7 consecutive periods up, the break of resistance as I went through it. And how do we explain this bear market? That went on for about several days, weeks, months, years. Well, there's 4 rally attempts. So 1981, where the price actually comes down here and then surfaces back up. Test number 2 that failed here. Number 3 that failed here. Number 4. Well, this one didn't fail because that's the low now. So that was the downtrend. And notice each single time that it rallied, it got back to its point with big moves. Each time, except for the winning one actually, each losing one when it had the rally. As it tried to do the 80 spark, failed. The 1981 area, 1982 spark failed. 1984, but in 1993, that was the bottom. But the market didn't go from bearish to bullish. No, it went from bearish to neutral throughout the rest of the 90s, and the breakout period really started here. And around 2003, notice the break of the resistance. Look at the size of these candle moves. Look at the size of this. Breaking resistance. Oh, they get bigger. Again, the next rally, you have a good move going up from about $4, a little under it, up to about 12 or 13, up to about 20, down to about 8, and up to 50. But a break of this level, 2 really big green candles versus about 5 to do the same trick. And that's important to note because it's going to have normal trading movements on its rebound back up towards this point, which will transition into a chart pattern analysis of a inverted head and shoulders pattern. But speaking of the fundamentals, when this Bitcoin trend started, it seemed as if whomever was targeting the audience to begin with decided to go after the precious metals, gold, silver, the gold bug, silver bug community, which I was a part of. That's a good reason why I remember looking at Bitcoin charts south of $1, let alone south of 100, which was back in that day. And a lot of silver and gold investors and people just anti-banking establishment getting into the Bitcoin market. And the one thing I've been noticing on the more recent time frames is a lot of these people whom are familiar and involved in precious metals have turned an eye recently. People like JSNIP4, the SGT report, myself, and probably so many other people have managed to get in, and the flow of people getting into cryptos at this stage is going to continue to escalate. So here's why this is important for silver, is because Bitcoin will move into the actual physical commodity. And people who were able to buy a case, or no, we'll say a roll of maples or eagles, are now buying a monster box instead, or instead of buying 6 rolls, they're buying 6 monster boxes because cryptocurrency prices are higher, and silver, well, it's just in this little tight trading range at this point. Also, a lot of Bitcoin people throughout this time, and a lot of people in general over the last few years, are understanding about the fiat currency system, about the fraudulent measures, and that silver is a good alternative, especially a hedge against all the things that's troublesome against cryptos, which is anything on that's grid system failing. It's a different entity. It's a different part of an egg in a basket, but as far as your investment portfolio is concerned. But what this would most likely do is, in time, as we move into the summer, force a move in towards these higher areas and then make its eventual move up to here. Now, normally I would say that this thing could take, anywhere between 3 to 5 periods, 6 periods. So that would be sometime in 2018. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be a lot faster than that. And I'm not just going because webbots have been making those predictions. And I've been wondering for so many years, well, how is that even going to be possible? And I've been trying to understand it. And now I'm starting to get a grasp of how it is possible. Law of physics. People realize the ratio of silver and Bitcoin, the ratio of Ethereum and Bitcoin is getting out of hand. And it probably will continue to do so even more. Hence the reason why I think this thing is going to go wild. They've made some outrageous predictions, like even if you have money and you want to get silver, good luck getting it because it's just hard to find, thus causing premiums to go insane. When premiums go insane, that makes the spot price go in coordination within time. Those are the things that are, I think, likely to happen for myself. I'm not selling anything. I'm not trying to promote anything. I'm just trying to view this as I am looking at this market at this point. So if there's going to be a move, I think as we move into late 2018, early 2019, a test of this previous high. That's only 2 periods on here. That's only a couple. So it'd be moves that would look like this, a couple candles maybe. That's how the year could look. And as I stated before, when resistance of key areas break, the bull market moves become larger. So that would mean breaking 50, 100 may not be much more than a short-term intermediate resistance level. That when they talked about this $800, $600, or whatever these sick levels were in the near term, okay, well, how could that be really possible at this stage? Because if you would have asked me, say, back in 2011 near the high, okay, oh, we have maybe a little pullback, and then say we come up here, maybe do this, and then it could transition its way to that point, but it's already had a lot of time go by, and the prices, of course, fraction of what they were as it was rising in 1979. The web bots have been talking for years and years. Well, before these days, they were saying $5 day moves followed by $20 day moves. And now I'm thinking, well, once again, how is this going to play out? And if there's any situation, say, where Bitcoin gets to the 5K mark for BTC, if you see Ethereum getting to $500, and I think those times are coming soon. And even if silver doesn't go up much, but goes up well, 26, 28, that's still much cheaper to wait on the cryptocurrencies and buy later. And there'll be people buying now because Bitcoin's high and silver's cheap, and not enough volume to make this move high, and not enough for these reputable large bullion dealers, JM Bullion, all of them, every single one that's out there, that's going to be selling in the mad large amounts when later times come this year, into mainly the summer times. So that's how I'm reading the message of the market at this point, really on a fundamental law of physics nature, because the human brain of these people whom are into the Bitcoin trades, a good percentage of them, definitely enough of a percentage of them, will go to these places and turn Bitcoin into silver, or turn Bitcoin into dollars into silver, either way. And another big problem I want to go over on cryptocurrencies is the ratio of long-term investors, any type of long-term holders, versus day traders, makers of the market, people that just put bids in. There's way too many people that buy and hold, and that can only do one thing, and that is cause extreme volatility, extreme price moves. And that's only going to continue. So that's why when you're talking about all these tokens having these insane, like 250% up weeks and months, and it just breaks a resistance level, and over the next 6 hours, it's going to have a nice 30% uprise. It's because of that measure. And it's going to take a lot of more participants and old school traditional day traders and swing traders to lower the volatility of these moves. So I think for even a good into 2018 that it's going to continue, which is exactly why I think as we move towards between Thanksgiving and Christmas or end of the year, a move making it towards this level with Bitcoin prices probably having a all-time high well over 5,000 at that point, I would think, would then translate into the following year of 2018, where you see Bitcoin prices even higher again. And even when you see, if you see early breaks where silver's at, say, 75, and Bitcoin prices and all these alternate ones have done so much better, it would be cheaper to actually buy Bitcoin now or whatever you're doing and then sell it here for silver. And that's, of course, if the alternates work and the Bitcoin trades work as well as I think they will and have been doing. But again, the measure of the problem with, or the situation of cryptos is way too many people just buy, they hold, they wait. And that means that when people push the buys and sell buttons in big numbers, it can make the markets move way up and down at large percentile levels. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.